if I'm not centered, yeah. So hi guys, I'm back with another college prep video. If you haven't watched my other video, hi, I'm Lily. I'm a rising senior. This is the summer before my senior year, and I am here to make another video. And if you are a rising senior, I suggest you watch this because I hope it's very helpful, because someone commented on my last video that it was helpful, and I hope this one is helpful too. So I will not make this intro long. Just know that I am coming out with a video on ACT testing. I am going to be trying I'm going to be watching every single how to get a 36 on your ACT test that I can find. And then I'm going to vlog myself trying those tips and see if I actually get a 36. And I'm really hoping that it works, because I need 36. Anyways, moving on. Today we are going to be discussing my notes app. And I know that sounds boring, but my notes app has all my college prep stuff on it. So we're going to go over everything. Last video I mentioned the timeline. We're going to go over the timeline and also some miscellaneous tips. I think that's how you say it. If I say something that's hard to understand, just know I am told that I have an accent, so sorry. So, moving on. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I recommend starting this process once you've gotten your list of schools. Like I said in my last video, I'm applying to over 20 schools because I have a fee waiver for Common App. So I'm applying to over 20 schools. The rest of I know Common App only has 20 slots, but the rest have no application fee. That's why I'm applying to them. So finalize your list of schools with reaches, safeties, and targets, okay? I talked more about that in my last video, so watch it. It's very helpful, I hope. But yeah, make sure you have your top list of schools, right? So let's get into the Notes app. Let's get into it. So I'm going to put a picture of my notes file, and I'm not going to show like every single thing, but this is my notes file. I have a bunch of titles that I'm going to get into that I'm going to list in just a second, but I suggest, if you don't like notes, do this on OneDrive or Google Drive or like Google Docs, I think. You need a place to organize all your college stuff, or else you're going to get stressed and overwhelmed. I like the Notes app because you can access it on everything. You can access this on, if you have an iPhone. If you don't. But if you have an iPhone, you can access it anywhere. I think if you have like an Android or something, you could access Google Docs on your phone. So I suggest have a Notes app. I think Androids have something equivalent to the Notes app, but use that. Anything that you could use, like, I really suggest it. Notes app is my best. Notes app is my best friend. So here are some titles of like my notes. First, we have the college checklist. Checklist is going to keep you on top of everything. I got my college checklist from Reddit. I know Reddit is Reddit, but I am someone who has never used Reddit, and I'm literally on there like every day because of the r/applying to college thread, r/applying to college, and you see, Reddit can be very toxic, and I've been listening to this podcast. I've been listening to the Yale Admissions Podcast, and they've also talked about like the Reddit and how like chance me and reverse chance me, which is basically you put all your stats, and Reddit will like, people on Reddit will be like, oh, do you have a chance to get into the school, or do you not have a chance? These threads can be really toxic, but applying to college, that thread has actually helped me a lot, because there are lots of former admissions officers, current college students that give really good advice, but take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain, like, be cautious, because you don't want to get the wrong advice from someone. But that thread has helped me. I got the college checklist. I will put it in the bio. The college checklist I have, and I took some things out and added some things, but I'll put mine. And I got it from admissionsmom on Reddit. I will tag her account in the bio too. But yeah, so that's one of my notes. And I also have my list of colleges. We talked about this in the last video. Make sure you have your list of colleges there. And I have my personal essay. I made 3 personal essays, and I chose my favorite one. My favorite one is pinned. So I have like 3 pinned. There's my college checklist, list of colleges. I actually have 4. Personal essay and something else. Oh, my timeline. Yes, those are my 4 pinned ones on my notes app. So I recommend pinning that one. I also recommend putting your college essay not just on notes, on like a doc or words file, because you don't want to lose it. That's like the one thing you don't want to lose. Anyways, moving on. I also have my letters of recommendation notes, because letter of recommendation, I just found out how important it is for colleges to choose you. So on that note, I have list of teachers I want to ask. I should have asked them my junior year, but you see, I didn't know any of these things till summer. So I have all the list of teachers I want to ask for a letter of recommendation. And then I also have like my brag sheet. So when you're asking for a letter of recommendations, to have a really good one, many people recommend you make a brag sheet of like all your accomplishments, some things about you, your interests, what you love, like what you've loved about the classes that hopefully you've taken from the teachers you want to get the letter of recommendation from. All of that's on the brag sheet. I can put a brag sheet template in the bio because I got mine from Reddit too, so I'll put that in the description as well. But yeah, having a place to track all of this stuff. I also have like an email template for when you're emailing your teachers to like get like catch up, or not catch up, but check in on their progress. I have a template for that. I'm putting all of this in the description. I want to help you guys out. The next, I have the list of colleges that track demonstrated interest. I will talk about this at the end of the video, but many colleges track your demonstrated, like how interested you are in them, and they take that into consideration when they're looking at your application. I will talk more of that at the end, but moving on. I have my safeties costs, my target cost, and reaches cost. I'm not gonna say you don't need to do this. It's nice to do this, because when you look on Google, if you're looking like Yale cost, it will show you like a little bar graph. Let's see if I can put a picture up here. A bar graph with like the cost, kind of what, just so you could get a general idea of how expensive college is, and it helps you know like if you need to try hard to get scholarships for the school, or like if it's more affordable for you. But it's very helpful to get a general idea. Next, we have scholarships for state schools. I live in Florida. Florida residents get a lot of scholarships, some like Bright Futures. Yeah, you need to have that because Bright Futures can give you a lot of money, and yeah, Bright Futures. So scholarships for state schools. Then we have scholarships in general. There's a lot of scholarships, so you need a place to track all of those. Like a few days ago, I spent like a whole day looking for scholarships, and it takes time, and there are a lot of them out there based on your gender, race, interest. Have a place in your notes file to keep track of all this stuff. And then I have my timeline, and we are gonna get into that. Okay, the timeline. So if you're going to do a timeline, I recommend having either Google Calendars or iPhone calendars. I like Google Calendars because it looks prettier. Google Calendars, and you need to put every single deadline you have in that calendar, or else you're going to forget. I know how it is to be a teenager. I'm 17 years old. You're going to forget. So, calendar. So, what I have in my timeline, I'm going to put a little picture kind of like showing, or like a screen recording showing my timeline. But in that timeline, I have number 1, application deadlines. You need to know if you're going to apply to colleges early decision, early action, or just regular decision. Early decision, early action are usually in like November, December, but most colleges don't have the same deadline. So you need to have a place where you know how much time you have. So I put every single deadline I have. I put ED, EA, RD. RD is for regular decision. EA is for early action. ED is for early decision. I put them by every single deadline I have so I can know, okay, this one's early action. I need to start working on this. This one's regular decision. I have a little more time to get this. You need to have that in your timeline or else you're going to forget. Senior year is busy. Well, for me, senior year is going to be busy because I do extracurricular activities. And you're also going to have to write your college supplements, college essay, all that stuff. Make sure everything's organized. Next, I'm not going to pronounce this. Your financial aid profiles, this and this. I don't want to try to pronounce it on them. Those deadlines. You need to know when they open. Put this in your calendar. I know it opens October 1st. If I'm wrong, this is going to be really embarrassing. But October 1st, your financial aid opens. And you can start filling it out. Many schools have a deadline for you to fill it out. So you need to put the deadline for every single school you're applying to, or else you're going to forget. You're going to forget. Look on the school's website. Usually all websites have it. Many people don't know this, and then they end up not getting a lot of money and not being able to afford going to school because they don't have scholarships, because they don't apply for financial aid. This one, FAFSA, I don't know how you pronounce it. That's free, so you don't have to pay to sign up. I know the other one, the CSS profile, that one you do have to pay unless you can get a fee waiver, but it's like $25 per school. But make sure you fill them out because you don't want to be going to school for more than you can afford. So yeah, that's very important. Letters of recommendation. On that timeline, I have when I plan to ask my teachers for a letter of recommendation and when I have, like, once I'm gonna have a deadline, because I'm trying to give my teachers enough time. So August, like the first week of school, I'm gonna ask all my teachers for my letter of recommendation, or like tell them about it so they can have time to write it. So when November, October comes around, they're ready. They have the letters of recommendation. So make sure you have that on your calendar, because I know first week of school can be very exciting and busy, but you need to have your priorities. Virtual tours. This will tie into demonstrated interest. If you're on summer break or if you're watching this during the school year and you have time, sign up for virtual tours. If it's a state school and it's really close to you, sign up for in-person tours, or at least sign up for your mailing list. I'll get to that later, but virtual tours, sign up for them. Usually they have it throughout the week, or some have it at night. So if you work, you can go to the ones at night, or like just listen in to see. Virtual tours are so helpful, you don't even understand. Like hearing it from, it's usually student ambassadors that run it. Hearing about the school from student ambassadors is actually really helpful because they've experienced it. They know what it will probably be like when you go to the school. So that's like one of the most helpful pieces of advice or helpful resource that I can find. Okay, now here's some more tips. This video is going to be a little shorter. Here's some more tips. Demonstrated interest. I said I would talk about this. Lots of schools track how interested you are in them. Many of them track this, and I'm just saying, if you can get a leg up, I'm gonna put like the schools that I'm applying to that I know track it. If you can get a leg up in your admissions process, do it. It's so simple. Like you can show demonstrated interest by signing up for their mailing list. It's from schools you want to go to. You're getting mails from school you want to go to. Like, might as well. Like, it's mail. Many people don't even check their mail. It's mail. sign up for the mailing list. And 2, sign up for virtual tours. It's good to know about the schools you want to go to, so it's not that big a deal. And 3, click on the links. Even if you click on it for a second, just click on the links from the emails they send you. You click on the links. I don't know how they track it, but apparently they do. It's kind of scary, but they do. It's very simple things that gives you a leg up in the admissions process. Okay, next, Notion. I am going to show you the Notion that I found. I'm going to put the template in the bio, but Notion is like, literally, I have the app on my phone, I have it on my iPad, and I have the website pinned on my computer. It has all my college, it has my college list on there. It has whether it's a safety, target, reach, and it also has every school I want to apply to, the school I want to apply to. I don't know if that makes sense, but also the degree. So I've researched all the schools and I have chosen a degree or a major that I want to do at the school. So Notion, I'm putting it in the bio. I really hope you guys use it. And last, I want to give a shout out to the Yale Admissions Podcast. If you have time, listen to that podcast because it is so helpful. You never know what admissions officers are looking for until you hear from actual admissions officers. And the Yale Admissions Officer podcast is by admissions officers. So you're basically getting an inside scoop. It's better than any, sorry, I'm ranting, tangent, but it's better than any college video you can watch because those podcasts are by the people you're trying to impress. So I recommend listening to it. Each episode is 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Listen to it, and it's actually really helpful. I was literally listening to it while I listen to it while I get ready. Whenever I have free time, I listen to it. So I can't recommend it enough. Listen to the Yale Admissions podcast. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm going to be filming my ACT video today too, but so if you see me in the ACT video with the same shirt, just know this is day 1. So thank you so much for listening. My socials are down there, and if you see this on TikTok, thank you for searching out my video. So bye.